Close your eyes. In late 2013, a 19-year-old was traveling through Europe on a shoestring budget, sleeping on couches and in cheap hostels, visiting Bitcoin developers and cryptography researchers, and the small scattered community of people who believed that decentralized technology was going to change the world. On one of those trains, between cities, in a window seat, watching the European countryside pass in the dark, he started writing. What he wrote was a white paper. It was dense and technical and ran to several thousand words. It described a new kind of blockchain, one that could do far more than transfer currency from one person to another. A blockchain with a programming language built into it. A platform where developers could write applications that ran on a decentralized network, without any central server, without any company behind them, without any single point that could be controlled or shut down. He called it Ethereum. His name was Vitalik Buterin. He had dropped out of the University of Waterloo a year earlier to focus on Bitcoin Magazine, a publication he had co-founded at 17. He had been paid 5 Bitcoin per article, coins worth very little at the time, worth considerably more later. He was young enough that some of the people he emailed with his white paper assumed, when they eventually met him, that there must be some mistake. That the person who had written something this ambitious must be older. He was not older. He was 19. Today, Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency platform in the world by market capitalization. It is the foundation on which decentralized finance was built, the platform that enabled the NFT boom, the infrastructure beneath hundreds of billions of dollars in digital applications. The Ethereum Foundation holds billions of dollars. The ecosystem built on Ethereum is measured in the trillions, and Vitalik Buterin still does not own a house. He does not own a car. He lives for long stretches out of a suitcase. He gives away enormous portions of his wealth to causes he believes in: pandemic preparedness, life extension research, effective altruism. He is, by any reasonable measure, one of the most consequential technologists alive. He is also one of the strangest. This is not a story about a visionary who became a billionaire and bought a yacht. It is a story about a genuinely unusual person who had a genuinely unusual idea at a genuinely unusual moment, and who has spent the years since trying to figure out what to do with the thing he built. It is a story about genius and about responsibility, about the gap between creating a technology and controlling what it becomes. About what happens when a 19-year-old on a European train writes something that the world takes seriously enough to build $40 billion on top of it before he has turned 21. Get comfortable. Let your breathing slow. This is the story of Vitalik Buterin. The journey has only just begun, and the stakes are as vast as the world he seeks to transform. Welcome to the story of Vitalik Buterin. Ready for Chapter 1? Vitalik Buterin was born on January 31, 1994, in the serene town of Kolomna, Russia. This town, nestled near the Moskva River, is known for its historical architecture and a tranquility that belies the rapid technological changes unfolding in the world at that time. In the midst of this quiet backdrop, a child was born who would one day capture the imagination of the digital age. His parents, Dmitry Buterin and Natalia Amelin, were both intellectually gifted, with Dmitry being a computer scientist and entrepreneur, and Natalia a prominent scholar. Their influence on Vitalik was profound, sparking an early curiosity for numbers and technology. From a young age, Vitalik displayed an extraordinary aptitude for mathematics, often seen solving complex problems with ease that belied his years. His parents marveled at his ability to grasp intricate concepts, noting that even as a toddler, he was drawn to computers and the logic-driven world they represented. Vitalik's early years in Kolomna were a blend of childhood innocence and an emerging fascination with the abstract. He would spend hours engrossed in the basic coding exercises his father introduced him to, finding joy in the structured certainty of algorithms. By the time he entered primary school, it was clear that Vitalik was not like the other children. He absorbed information at an astonishing rate, and while his classmates played, he was often found exploring the depths of math and logic. His teachers noticed his exceptional abilities early on. They described him as a prodigy, a child whose intellectual capabilities far exceeded the curriculum. However, this brilliance often left him isolated, as few could relate to his passions and interests. In 2000, when Vitalik was just 6 years old, his parents made the difficult decision to separate. Dmitry moved to Canada, leaving Vitalik with his mother in Russia. This separation marked a pivotal moment in his young life, a moment that would eventually lead him on a path to new beginnings. Despite the emotional challenges of his parents' separation, Vitalik found solace in his world of numbers and technology. In the evenings, he would sit with his mother, Natalia, who encouraged his academic pursuits and provided him with the support he needed to thrive. His mother recalls how Vitalik would often lose himself in books and mathematical puzzles, a testament to his relentless pursuit of knowledge. This thirst for understanding would become a defining characteristic of his future endeavors. In 2007, when Vitalik was 13, he moved to Canada to live with his father. This transition marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, filled with opportunities and challenges. The cultural shift was significant, but it also opened doors to a world that could nurture his prodigious talents. Arriving in Toronto, Vitalik was introduced to a diverse educational environment. The Canadian school system identified him as gifted, providing him with access to programs that challenged and expanded his intellectual horizons. His father, Dmitry, continued to play a crucial role in his development, encouraging his interests and providing the tools necessary for exploration. Dmitry, an entrepreneur himself, understood the value of innovation and creativity, and he passed these values on to his son. Vitalik's journey in Canada was not without its struggles. He often felt out of place, his unique abilities setting him apart from his peers. Social interactions were challenging, and he frequently drifted into his world of numbers and technology to find solace. Yet these challenges only fueled his determination. Vitalik's experiences in both Russia and Canada shaped his worldview, instilling in him a resilience and adaptability that would serve him well in the years to come. As he settled into his new life, Vitalik's passion for technology grew ever stronger. He became deeply engrossed in computer programming, spending countless hours learning new languages and developing his skills. By the time he reached high school, Vitalik was well-versed in several programming languages, a self-taught prodigy in the digital arts. His teachers recognized his extraordinary abilities and provided the freedom he needed to pursue his projects. In his teenage years, Vitalik became increasingly aware of the potential of technology to transform society. He began envisioning possibilities beyond the traditional applications of software, dreaming of a more interconnected, decentralized world. This vision would eventually lead him to question the status quo, to seek out solutions and innovations that could bridge the gaps he perceived between human potential and technological limitations. Amidst this backdrop of exploration and discovery, Vitalik's journey was only beginning. The foundation laid in these formative years equipped him with the tools he would need to embark on a path that few could comprehend, but many would ultimately follow. As we conclude this chapter, we see a young Vitalik Buterin on the cusp of a future that holds immense promise and challenge. He is poised to enter a world that is both familiar and unknown, armed with the intellect, curiosity, and determination that define his character. What lies ahead is a testament to his vision, a vision that would soon take shape in the most unexpected ways. As we move forward, we will explore how Vitalik's early experiences in Russia and Canada shaped not only the man he would become, but also the revolutionary ideas he would champion. Join us in the next chapter as we delve into Vitalik's journey to a new world, a journey that would set the stage for his groundbreaking work in the world of cryptocurrency and beyond. Join us in the next chapter as we delve into Vitalik's journey to a new world, a journey that would set the stage for his groundbreaking work in the world of cryptocurrency and beyond. In the summer of 2000, the Buterin family faced a crossroads that would shape the trajectory of a young boy's life. Vitalik Buterin, then just 6 years old, stood at the cusp of a new beginning. His parents, Dmitry and Natalia, had made the difficult decision to separate. Dmitry's career as a computer scientist and entrepreneur had reached a pivotal point, prompting him to relocate to Canada. It was a time of significant change for Vitalik. He left behind the quiet streets of Kolomna, Russia, a place he knew as home. The prospect of moving to Canada was daunting, yet filled with promise. In Toronto, life unfolded at a different pace, presenting a stark contrast to the small town he had known. Here, a world of opportunities awaited, each one a step closer to his future in the realm of technology. Settling into this new environment was not without its challenges. The swirling mix of cultures in Toronto offered a unique backdrop to Vitalik's early experiences. The vibrant city, with its towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, was a far cry from the familiar, simpler life in Russia. He found himself navigating a new language, new customs, and an education system that would soon identify him as different. As a child, Vitalik was already displaying an extraordinary affinity for numbers. His mother, Natalia, often recalled how he could add 3-digit numbers in his head faster than most adults could with a calculator. This talent did not go unnoticed. Within a few months of their arrival, his teachers recognized his exceptional abilities. He was placed in a program for gifted children, a move that would forever alter his educational journey. In the classroom, Vitalik's intellect flourished. But with this recognition came a unique set of social challenges. The label of gifted can be both a blessing and a burden. For Vitalik, it meant a world of possibilities in academia, yet it also set him apart from his peers. He grappled with feelings of isolation, often finding solace in the digital worlds he could create in his mind. Technology became his refuge. It was during these formative years that Vitalik developed a profound interest in programming. The internet, still in its relative infancy, was a boundless playground for exploration. Dmitry, ever supportive, encouraged his son's burgeoning curiosity. Together, they would discuss the intricacies of code and the potential of computers to reshape reality. These conversations were a cornerstone of Vitalik's developing worldview. In high school, Vitalik's path took another pivotal turn. At the age of 17, he was introduced to Bitcoin by his father. It was 2011, and the world of cryptocurrency was a nascent and volatile frontier. Instantly captivated, Vitalik immersed himself in the online communities that were beginning to spring up around Bitcoin. Here he found a space where his talents and interests converged. Vitalik's contributions to the Bitcoin community were swift and significant. He began writing articles for a fledgling publication called Bitcoin Magazine, co-founding it at the age of 18. The magazine paid him 5 Bitcoin per article, a modest sum at the time, but one that fueled his growing passion. Through his writing, he articulated complex ideas with clarity, earning respect from peers well beyond his years. His exposure to Bitcoin was transformative, yet it also sparked a vision that extended far beyond it. As he delved deeper into the technology, Vitalik saw limitations in its capabilities. He imagined a blockchain that could do more than just support a single currency. He envisioned a platform that could host decentralized applications, a comprehensive network capable of revolutionizing countless industries. In 2013, this vision began to take shape in the form of Ethereum. Vitalik was only 19 when he published the white paper that outlined his groundbreaking idea. Ethereum promised to offer a decentralized platform with a Turing-complete language for scripting. This meant developers could create smart contracts, self-executing agreements coded directly into the blockchain. The concept of Ethereum was as ambitious as it was innovative. It attracted a diverse group of developers, entrepreneurs, and investors eager to help realize Vitalik's vision. Among them were individuals like Mihai Alisi, Anthony D'Iorio, and Charles Hoskinson, each bringing a unique skill set to the burgeoning project. Together, they would lay the foundation for what would become a transformative force in the digital world. By early 2014, the Ethereum project had gained considerable momentum. The team organized a substantial crowdfund to support its development, raising more than $18 million in Bitcoin. This funding round, one of the largest for a cryptocurrency project at the time, underscored the growing belief in Ethereum's potential. The world was beginning to take notice. As the project progressed, Vitalik remained at its intellectual core. His vision for Ethereum was not merely technical, it was profoundly philosophical. He saw it as a tool for empowering individuals, decentralizing power structures, and fostering innovation. The possibilities seemed endless, and with each step forward, the project moved closer to reshaping industries. By the time Ethereum launched in 2015, Vitalik had become a prominent figure in the cryptocurrency community. His work was already beginning to influence how people thought about blockchain technology. As Ethereum grew, so did its impact, reaching far beyond the confines of technology and into the realms of finance, governance, and digital identity. Vitalik's journey from Kolomna to Canada and eventually to the forefront of cryptocurrency innovation was marked by resilience, vision, and an unwavering pursuit of possibility. Each step along the way had prepared him for the challenges and triumphs of building something as transformative as Ethereum. As we continue, we will explore how Vitalik's groundbreaking ideas took shape, propelling him and Ethereum onto the global stage. Join us in the next chapter, where the seeds of innovation are sown and the future begins to unfold. In the heart of Toronto, where the skyline meets the shores of Lake Ontario, Vitalik Buterin was experiencing a world vastly different from the one he knew in Kolomna. He was a child caught between two worlds, the familiar rhythms of his Russian childhood and the new, often bewildering culture of Canada. As he navigated the hallways of his new school, the gifted program identified him as an anomaly. Here was a boy who could play with numbers in ways that confounded even his teachers. Vitalik's journey into the Canadian education system began when he was just 6 years old. In 2000, after his parents separated, his mother, Natalia Ameline, decided to move to Canada. It was a decision made in the hope of new beginnings, away from the shadows of a dissolved marriage. Settling in Toronto, a city known for its diversity and opportunities, she sought a place where both she and her son could thrive. In the classrooms of Toronto, Vitalik stood out, not just for his academic prowess, but for his quiet introspection. Teachers noted his ability to easily grasp complex mathematical concepts. However, social interactions posed a different challenge. Being labeled as gifted often meant isolation from peers, who didn't quite understand his depth of thought or interests. Vitalik's experiences at school were a blend of admiration and alienation. He found solace in numbers, a universal language that required no translation. Yet, the social landscape was another matter altogether. Here, in a place where he was supposed to belong because of his intelligence, he often felt like an outsider looking in. Gifted programs served as a double-edged sword. They provided the intellectual stimulation he craved, but amplified the gap between him and his classmates. In these programs, the focus was on nurturing potential, yet the emotional support often lagged behind. For Vitalik, whose mind raced with possibilities, the environment sometimes felt restricting rather than liberating. Vitalik's social challenges in school were mirrored by his environment at home. His mother worked diligently to provide for them, balancing her roles as both parent and breadwinner. As an only child, he found himself alone much of the time, his thoughts becoming his companions. It was during these solitary moments that he began to explore the vast realms of technology and mathematics. The internet, with its endless corridors of information, became a sanctuary. Here he could connect with others who understood his passions, albeit virtually. Online, he discovered communities that valued knowledge and innovation over social convention. He found forums and chat rooms where discussions about programming, cryptography, and economics thrived. Vitalik's father, Dmitry Buterin, remained a guiding influence from afar. Though separated by distance, Dmitry's passion for technology was a thread that connected them. Dmitry, a computer scientist and entrepreneur, shared with his son the latest in technological advancements. It was during one of these exchanges that Dmitry introduced him to Bitcoin, a concept that would soon captivate Vitalik's imagination. At the age of 17, Vitalik's introduction to Bitcoin was more than just a passing interest. It was as if a door had opened to a new dimension of possibilities. The decentralized nature of Bitcoin, free from the confines of traditional financial systems, resonated deeply with him. Here was a technology that challenged the status quo, much like he had been challenging conventional expectations his entire life. Vitalik's foray into the world of cryptocurrency began with a desire to understand its underlying mechanisms. He delved into white papers and technical documents, deciphering the language of blockchain. It wasn't long before his contributions to the community gained attention. At 18, he co-founded Bitcoin Magazine, a platform that combined his love of writing with his growing expertise in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin Magazine became a labor of love, his articles paying him in Bitcoin, 5 per article to be exact. This was more than just compensation. It was a testament to a currency system that valued knowledge and innovation over traditional monetary measures. Each article he wrote was a piece in a larger puzzle of understanding, contributing to a community that was building the future block by block. Through his work, Vitalik connected with like-minded individuals across the globe. These connections formed a network of thinkers and builders who were pioneering the digital frontier. It was during this period of exploration and discovery that the seeds of Ethereum began to take root in his mind. He envisioned a platform beyond Bitcoin's limitations, a blockchain that could host decentralized applications. Ethereum was not just an idea, it was a revolution in waiting. It promised a new era where code could enforce agreements and automate complex transactions. Vitalik's vision was bold, yet it was grounded in a deep understanding of the potential within blockchain technology. This new platform would need a team, support, and funding, but most importantly, it needed belief. As he articulated his vision to others, Vitalik was met with both skepticism and intrigue. The challenges of creating something as ambitious as Ethereum were daunting. Yet, the more he spoke about it, the clearer his vision became, not just to him, but to those who listened. Ethereum was not a single innovation. It was an ecosystem of possibilities. In early 2014, the Ethereum white paper was released, marking the beginning of a new chapter in blockchain technology. Vitalik's work was far from finished, but the foundation had been laid. As the world began to take notice, Vitalik found himself at the center of a movement that was gaining momentum with each passing day. The vision of Ethereum was becoming a reality, one block at a time. And as Vitalik Buterin stood on the cusp of what he was about to create, he knew this was just the beginning. And as Vitalik Buterin stood on the cusp of what he was about to create, he knew this was just the beginning. It was 2013, a year that would mark a turning point, not just for Vitalik, but for the entire world of digital currency. He was 19 years old, and the possibilities seemed endless. Vitalik's introduction to Bitcoin had been a revelation. His father, Dmitry Buterin, had shown him the nascent technology in 2011. At 17, Vitalik was quickly captivated. Here was a system that offered an alternative to traditional currency, a decentralized form of exchange that operated without a central authority. However, Vitalik saw limitations. Bitcoin, while groundbreaking, was primarily focused on currency transactions. Vitalik envisioned something more versatile, a blockchain that could not only support digital money but also decentralized applications. By late 2013, he began to write the Ethereum white paper, outlining a platform that could allow anyone to create their own smart contracts. The concept was revolutionary but not without challenges. Vitalik was aware of the skepticism surrounding new technology. Yet, he remained undeterred. He sought to assemble a team of like-minded individuals who could help bring his vision to life. One of his first recruits was Mihai Alisi, whom he had met through Bitcoin magazine. Their shared enthusiasm for blockchain technology forged a strong partnership. Vitalik also reached out to Anthony D'Iorio, a cryptocurrency enthusiast from Toronto, who soon became an early supporter and backer of the project. In January 2014, Vitalik presented Ethereum in Miami at the North American Bitcoin Conference. This was a pivotal moment. Those in attendance were intrigued and impressed by the scope of his vision. Ethereum promised to be more than just a cryptocurrency. It was a platform for decentralized innovation. Among the captivated audience was Joseph Lubin, a former executive at Goldman Sachs, who immediately grasped the potential of Ethereum. He joined the project, bringing with him a wealth of industry experience and connections. The team continued to grow, soon including Gavin Wood, who would go on to write Ethereum's technical yellow paper, and Charles Hoskinson, a mathematician with a strong background in blockchain development. The team faced immense pressure. They had to develop the platform from the ground up, ensuring it was both secure and scalable. Each member brought their unique strengths to the table, yet disagreements were inevitable. Different visions and strategies led to creative tensions. Despite these challenges, Vitalik was a quiet yet steadfast leader. His calm demeanor and deep understanding of the technology guided the team through turbulent times. By mid-2014, they decided to conduct a crowd sale to fund the development of Ethereum. This was a crucial decision, as it would determine whether the project had the financial backing necessary to move forward. The crowd sale launched in July 2014, raising over $18 million in Bitcoin, one of the largest initial coin offerings at the time. It was a testament to the belief in Ethereum's potential. Participants from around the world contributed, showing that the idea of a world computer resonated with many. During this period, Vitalik often reflected on his journey. From the classrooms of Toronto to the burgeoning cryptocurrency communities, each experience had shaped his understanding and resolve. He realized that creating Ethereum was not just about technology, but about changing how people interacted with digital systems. The development phase was intense. The team worked tirelessly to write code, test protocols, and refine the platform's capabilities. They had to balance innovation with practicality, ensuring that Ethereum could function in a real-world environment. Every decision had to be meticulously evaluated, as the stakes were high. Vitalik's leadership style was marked by his ability to listen and synthesize input from his team. He encouraged open dialogue, valuing diverse perspectives that enriched the project's development. This collaborative approach helped maintain morale and fostered a sense of shared purpose. As 2015 began, the anticipation around Ethereum's launch grew. The team was acutely aware of the expectations placed upon them. They were building something unprecedented, a tool that could redefine the digital landscape. With the first version of Ethereum, codenamed Frontier, scheduled for release, they were at the edge of a new era. The launch occurred in July 2015. Ethereum went live, and the world watched as the first blocks were mined. The platform's capabilities were immediately apparent, with developers flocking to build decentralized applications, or dApps. These applications spanned various industries, from finance to logistics, highlighting Ethereum's versatility. For Vitalik, this was both a culmination and a commencement. His vision had become a reality, yet he knew the journey was far from over. The platform would need to evolve, adapt, and improve. There were discussions about scalability, security, and governance that needed resolution. As Ethereum gained traction, its impact on the global economy became undeniable. It was more than a proof of concept. It was a functioning ecosystem that empowered users to create and control value in previously unimaginable ways. Vitalik's dream of a decentralized world was coming to fruition, but it also came with new responsibilities. There were moments of triumph and tribulation. The infamous DAO hack in 2016 tested the community's resilience and forced them to confront the complexities of decentralized governance. Yet, through adversity, they found strength, implementing a hard fork to restore the stolen funds and preserve Ethereum's integrity. Vitalik continued to be a beacon of guidance and innovation. His ability to remain composed and visionary amidst challenges inspired those around him. He was no longer just a creator, but a leader, shaping the future of blockchain technology. Looking ahead, Vitalik knew the work was just beginning. Ethereum's potential to transform industries was vast, and the roadmap ahead involved scaling solutions like Ethereum 2.0. As he contemplated the next phase, he recognized the importance of collaboration, innovation, and a commitment to decentralized ideals. As the world of digital currency and decentralized technology expanded, Vitalik Buterin stood at the forefront, ready to lead Ethereum into new territories. Each step forward would bring new challenges and opportunities. The next chapter awaited, promising further exploration and impact. The next chapter awaited, promising further exploration and impact. As Vitalik Buterin sat quietly in his modest Toronto apartment, the city outside seemed to pulse with a rhythm of its own. This was early 2013, and his mind was a wellspring of ideas, each more ambitious than the last. At just 19 years old, Vitalik was poised to redefine the very concept of blockchain, envisioning something beyond the transactional focus of Bitcoin. In the winter months of that year, the idea of Ethereum began to take shape. He imagined a decentralized platform that could support smart contracts, self-executing agreements with the terms of the contract directly written into code. March 2013 was a pivotal moment, marking the beginning of numerous brainstorming sessions with fellow enthusiasts. These discussions were not just theoretical. They laid the groundwork for a tangible shift in how blockchain technology could be utilized. Vitalik's vision was clear: a blockchain that was not merely a ledger but a versatile platform for applications of all kinds. It was during these early months that he began to distill his ideas into a formal proposal. He wrote a white paper in late 2013, meticulously detailing his vision for Ethereum. This document would become a foundational text for a new era of blockchain technology, inviting debate, interest, and skepticism in equal measure. The name Ethereum itself was chosen with care, inspired by the concept of the ether, a medium believed by ancient scientists to fill the universe. It suggested an infinite potential, an unending space for innovation. Vitalik shared his white paper with a small group of friends who, recognizing its potential, passed it on to others. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with some expressing disbelief at the audacity of his vision. Vitalik soon gathered a team of co-founders to bring Ethereum to life. Among them were Mihai Alisi, Anthony DiOrio, and Charles Hoskinson. Each brought a unique perspective and skill set. The synergy between them would prove vital in the months to come, as they faced the immense challenge of turning a conceptual framework into a working prototype. In January 2014, Vitalik publicly unveiled Ethereum at the Bitcoin conference in Miami. The presentation was met with excitement and curiosity. Attendees were captivated by the potential of a blockchain that could support a myriad of applications beyond simple financial transactions. Vitalik's calm demeanor and deep understanding of the subject matter resonated with the audience. They saw not just a young man with a dream, but a visionary laying the foundation for a new digital landscape. As the project gained traction, the Ethereum team faced the daunting task of raising funds to develop their platform. They decided on a crowd sale, a novel approach at the time, seeking to raise capital by selling Ether, the native cryptocurrency of the Ethereum network. This was a bold step, one that carried both promise and risk. In July 2014, the Ethereum crowd sale launched, quickly raising over $18 million. It was one of the largest crowdfunding efforts of its time, signaling strong belief from the community in Ethereum's potential. The funds provided the means to hire developers and build the infrastructure necessary for Ethereum's launch. The team worked tirelessly, navigating technical challenges and logistical hurdles. Vitalik's role was pivotal, not just as a leader, but as a unifying force. His commitment to the project's ethos of decentralization and innovation kept the team aligned, even in moments of doubt. By the spring of 2015, Ethereum had reached a critical milestone with the launch of its test network, Olympic. This was a significant step forward, allowing developers to experiment with smart contracts and identify potential issues before the main network went live. The feedback from this testing phase was invaluable, enabling Vitalik and his team to refine and optimize the platform. In July 2015, the world witnessed the birth of Ethereum's public network, known as Frontier. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in blockchain technology, with developers worldwide eager to explore the possibilities of a blockchain that could host an array of decentralized applications. Frontier was a raw, experimental playground, but it was precisely what the community needed to start their innovative journey. Smart contracts began to emerge, showcasing the diverse applications enabled by Ethereum's robust platform. From decentralized finance systems to gaming and supply chain solutions, Ethereum's versatility was on full display. By the end of 2015, it was clear that Ethereum was more than just an academic exercise. It was a movement, a testament to the power of decentralization and creativity. Yet, as promising as the future seemed, it was not without its challenges. The greater the ambition, the more formidable the obstacles. Vitalik's journey was not just about technological breakthroughs, but navigating the human complexities that arose as Ethereum's influence grew. The decisions he made during this period would have far-reaching implications, not just for Ethereum, but for the wider blockchain community. By the conclusion of 2015, Ethereum's potential was evident, but so were the cracks appearing in the foundation. Vitalik understood that innovation required resilience and adaptation. The next chapter would demand not only technological skill, but also the ability to lead in times of uncertainty. His path was set not just by the code he wrote, but by the people he inspired and the challenges he embraced. As the echoes of 2015 faded into the backdrop, Vitalik stood at the precipice of a new frontier. The promise of Ethereum was bright, but the path forward was uncharted and fraught with challenges. Each step taken was a step into the unknown, into a future rich with both opportunity and uncertainty. And as with any great journey, the true adventure was just beginning. Ethereum had officially launched on July 30th, 2015, marking the start of a new era in blockchain technology. The world started to take notice. Vitalik Buterin, with his team, had crafted something transformative, a decentralized platform that promised to shift paradigms in how we thought about money, contracts, and trust. The initial excitement was palpable. Ethereum's unique capability to support smart contracts was revolutionary. These self-executing contracts, where the terms of the agreement were embedded in code, opened a world of possibilities. Developers around the globe flocked to the platform, eager to build decentralized applications, or dApps, that could disrupt industries from finance to healthcare. In the early days, Ethereum was propelled by a sense of limitless potential. Hackathons became fertile grounds for innovation. In places like Berlin and New York, young developers buzzed with ideas that, just months before, seemed impossible outside of science fiction. Vitalik, though naturally reserved, was thrust into the spotlight. He traveled extensively, speaking at conferences to share his vision. In 2016, he was delivering a keynote in Shanghai, making clear Ethereum's potential as more than just a digital currency, but rather as a foundational technology for a new internet. His presence was calming, almost ethereal, in sharp contrast to the frenetic energy surrounding him. However, as Ethereum's adoption skyrocketed, so too did the challenges. The DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization built on the Ethereum platform, was launched in April 2016. It was an idea as ambitious as Ethereum itself, an investor-directed venture capital fund with no traditional management structure. Within weeks, it raised $150 million, a testament to the community's fervor and trust in the new technology. Yet, this trust was soon tested. On June 17, 2016, a vulnerability in the DAO's code was exploited, siphoning off $60 million worth of Ether. It was a monumental setback, threatening the integrity not only of the DAO, but of Ethereum itself. For Vitalik, it was a pivotal moment. The Ethereum community faced a harrowing decision: to execute a hard fork, effectively rolling back the blockchain to undo the hack and return the funds, or to let the immutable nature of the blockchain stand, despite the consequences. Vitalik was at the heart of this storm, navigating ethical dilemmas that would define the future of blockchain governance. On July 20, 2016, Ethereum executed the hard fork, an unprecedented move that split the blockchain into two: Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, ETC. It was a decision not made lightly, and it underscored the fledgling technology's vulnerability and the weight of stewardship that Vitalik and his community held. Through the turmoil, Vitalik remained a calm, guiding presence. He continued to iterate and improve the Ethereum protocol, focusing on scalability and security. By 2017, with the cryptocurrency market experiencing explosive growth, Ethereum was once again in the limelight. ICOs, or initial coin offerings, became a popular method for raising capital, and they were predominantly launched on Ethereum's platform. This rapid expansion was not without its critics. Concerns arose regarding regulatory oversight, with governments worldwide scrambling to understand and sometimes clamp down on this new technology. In September 2017, China banned ICOs and shut down domestic cryptocurrency exchanges, sending shockwaves through the market. Undeterred, Vitalik continued his work. He held an unwavering belief in Ethereum's potential to drive societal change. Throughout 2018, amidst a turbulent market correction, he pushed forward with plans for Ethereum 2.0, a more scalable and efficient iteration of the blockchain. This involved transitioning from a proof-of-work to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, a move designed to reduce energy consumption and improve the network's capacity. Vitalik's influence extended beyond Ethereum's codebase. He became a vocal advocate for decentralization and open-source development, values that were increasingly important as tech giants like Facebook and Google consolidated power over user data. In TEDx talks and academic forums, Vitalik often spoke about how decentralization could empower individuals and challenge existing power structures. Behind the scenes, Vitalik was still the soft-spoken, introspective thinker who'd preferred math puzzles over small talk as a child. His personal life remained largely private, though his dedication to philanthropy was public. In 2021, he donated over $1 billion worth of cryptocurrency to the India COVID Crypto Relief Fund, underscoring his commitment to using technology for social good. By 2022, Ethereum had become a cornerstone of the digital world, but it was not without competition. New blockchain technologies emerged, promising faster transactions and lower fees. Despite this, Ethereum maintained its edge through continuous innovation and an ever-growing developer community. This was in no small part due to Vitalik's leadership and his ability to inspire a shared vision of a decentralized future. The narrative of Ethereum is one of resilience and evolution, and Vitalik Buterin stands at its center. As Ethereum 2.0 approached its final phases, there was a renewed sense of anticipation across the community. The goal was not just to enhance the platform, but to establish a new standard for blockchain technology that could sustain the next wave of technological advancement. Vitalik's journey illustrates the complexities and challenges of pioneering in uncharted territories. His story is a testament to the power of resilience and innovation in the face of adversity. As the chapter closes, Ethereum stands at a precipice, poised to redefine industries and empower communities globally. The fall of the DAO and the subsequent hard fork were not the end, but rather a crucible, forging a more robust and dynamic Ethereum. As we move forward, the world watches closely, eager to see how this platform will continue to shape our digital landscape. In the next chapter, we will explore how Vitalik's influence expanded beyond Ethereum, touching the lives of millions and guiding the future of decentralized technologies. Vitalik Buterin stood at the crossroads of a digital revolution. As Ethereum's global influence expanded, so too did the responsibilities resting on his shoulders. It was a role he was uniquely prepared for, yet one that came with unforeseen challenges. In the wake of Ethereum's launch in 2015, the cryptocurrency landscape began to shift dramatically. This new platform was not just another currency. It was a comprehensive ecosystem where decentralized applications could flourish. Developers from around the world were drawn to its versatility, eager to explore the possibilities of smart contracts. Vitalik's travels took him from conferences in bustling metropolises to quiet meetings in small, private settings. In June 2016, he addressed the crowds at a blockchain conference in Shanghai, where his ideas resonated with aspiring developers and established investors alike. His vision for a decentralized future was being translated into multiple languages, a testament to Ethereum's global reach. Despite his success, Vitalik faced criticism and skepticism. Some questioned the scalability of Ethereum, pointing to the technical growing pains that accompanied its rapid expansion. Others debated the security of decentralized applications, citing high-profile hacks like the DAO incident in July 2016, where $60 million worth of Ether was stolen. This incident led to a contentious decision to implement a hard fork, effectively splitting the Ethereum network. Vitalik, however, remained steadfast. His commitment to improving the platform did not waver. Instead, he focused his energies on addressing these challenges head-on, collaborating with developers to introduce upgrades that would enhance security and scalability. The development of Ethereum 2.0 was a pivotal moment, aiming to transition the platform from a proof-of-work to a proof-of-stake consensus model, fundamentally changing how transactions were validated. The Ethereum Foundation, a nonprofit organization founded to support the platform's growth, became a hub for innovation under Vitalik's leadership. Based in Zug, Switzerland, it attracted a diverse team of engineers, researchers, and entrepreneurs. Their work was driven by a shared belief in Ethereum's potential to democratize access to technology and disrupt traditional industries. By 2018, Ethereum was facilitating thousands of transactions daily, with its blockchain supporting a vibrant ecosystem of decentralized applications. The platform's versatility was evident in projects ranging from financial services to supply chain management, each leveraging Ethereum's smart contract capabilities. Vitalik often marveled at the ingenuity of developers who took his original vision and expanded upon it in ways he had never imagined. Vitalik's influence extended beyond the technical realm. He became a respected figure in the cryptocurrency community, known for his thoughtful insights and unwavering dedication. In May 2018, he was invited to speak at the World Economic Forum in Geneva, where he discussed the role of blockchain technology in addressing global challenges. His perspectives were sought by leaders across industries, eager to understand how decentralized systems could be applied to their fields. Yet with prominence came the pressures of public life. Vitalik, who had been a private person, found himself in the media spotlight. His every move was scrutinized by reporters and investors, all keen to gain insight into the mind that had reshaped an industry. The relentless attention was a constant reminder of the stakes involved in his work. Through it all, Vitalik remained centered on Ethereum's mission. He frequently reiterated his belief in technology's ability to empower individuals, particularly in regions where traditional infrastructures fell short. Projects like Microloan, which used Ethereum to provide financial services to unbanked populations in sub-Saharan Africa, illustrated the platform's transformative potential. In 2020, as global events highlighted the need for resilient digital systems, Ethereum's role became even more pronounced. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated a shift towards online platforms, with blockchain technology playing a crucial part in ensuring data security and transparency. Vitalik saw this as an opportunity to advocate for more inclusive digital frameworks, stressing the importance of collaboration across sectors. His efforts were recognized in various accolades, including appearances on Time magazine's list of the 100 most influential people. Yet Vitalik was quick to deflect praise, attributing Ethereum's success to its community of developers and users. To him, the platform's achievements were a collective effort, a testament to the power of open-source collaboration. As Ethereum continued to evolve, Vitalik began to consider the broader implications of decentralized technology. He explored the ethical dimensions of blockchain, pondering questions of governance and accountability. These reflections led to discussions about Ethereum's future direction, with emphasis on incorporating ethical considerations into technological advancements. In September 2021, the Ethereum network underwent a significant upgrade known as the London hard fork. This update introduced improvements aimed at reducing transaction fees and enhancing user experience. It was a crucial step in Ethereum's ongoing development, one that Vitalik approached with his characteristic blend of caution and optimism. Vitalik's journey, from a teenager intrigued by Bitcoin to a leading figure in blockchain innovation, was a testament to his vision and perseverance. Yet, he knew that the work was far from over. He often spoke of the challenges that lay ahead, particularly in expanding Ethereum's reach and ensuring its sustainability in an ever-changing technological landscape. As he looked to the future, Vitalik remained committed to fostering an inclusive environment within the Ethereum community. He encouraged new voices and perspectives, understanding that innovation thrived on diversity. His focus was on nurturing the next generation of developers, inspiring them to dream beyond conventional boundaries. The story of Vitalik Buterin and Ethereum was one of constant evolution and adaptation. It was a journey marked by triumphs and setbacks, each contributing to the platform's growth and maturity. As Vitalik continued to navigate the complexities of this digital age, he carried with him a profound sense of purpose. He often reflected on the early days in Kolomna, drawing strength from the experiences that had shaped him. It was this deep connection to his roots that fueled his relentless pursuit of innovation. As Ethereum's reach extended across continents, Vitalik stood at the forefront, a beacon of the possibilities that lay ahead. With each passing year, the impact of Ethereum on industries and communities around the world became more evident. Vitalik's legacy was unfolding in real time, a testament to the power of vision and collaboration. Yet, the true measure of his influence would be seen in the continued evolution of the platform he had brought to life. As Vitalik prepared for the next phase of Ethereum's journey, he was guided by a simple but profound belief that technology, when harnessed for the greater good, had the potential to transform lives. And so, with unwavering determination, he looked to the horizon, ready to chart the path forward. The next chapter would beckon, filled with new challenges and opportunities waiting to be explored. The next chapter would beckon, filled with new challenges and opportunities waiting to be explored. As Vitalik Buterin looked toward the horizon, the investigative phase of his journey was set to unravel deeper layers of his legacy. It was 2023, and the world stood amidst a digital evolution, much of which traced its roots back to the innovations he sparked with Ethereum. But what lay ahead was not merely a reflection on past achievements, but an inquiry into the continuing impact of his work and the new frontiers it was destined to open. Vitalik's journey into the heart of the blockchain world was never just about technological innovation. It was about understanding the very fabric of human interaction and commerce. This investigation would peel back the layers to reveal not just the technical marvels, but the human stories that had intertwined with his own. Across continents and cultures, Ethereum had morphed into more than a platform. It had become a beacon for those yearning for change in an increasingly digital society. The investigation into Vitalik's influence began with those who had been directly touched by his work. In Kenya, smallholder farmers used blockchain to verify land rights, circumventing bureaucratic red tape. This was not a distant dream, but a reality made possible by Ethereum's promise of transparency and decentralization. It was a story like many others, illustrating how Vitalik's vision reached far beyond the echo chambers of tech hubs or Silicon Valley boardrooms. In 2015, just as Ethereum was gaining traction, a young developer in Buenos Aires named Maria Fernandez found herself entranced by the potential of decentralized applications. Argentina's economy had been plagued by inflation and monetary instability, leaving ordinary citizens like Maria searching for alternatives. Ethereum offered her a canvas, a way to build and innovate without the constraints imposed by traditional financial systems. By 2018, Maria had developed a decentralized application that allowed Argentinian citizens to securely store and trade assets, providing a semblance of financial security amidst economic chaos. These stories, from Kenya to Argentina, were not merely anecdotes, but testimonies to the transformative power of Ethereum. Vitalik's work was not just theoretical, it was deeply practical, embedding itself into the lives of people far removed from the world of coding and cryptography. Yet, the true scope of his impact required a look into the less visible areas where his ideas had taken root. In 2019, the UN took an unprecedented step by integrating blockchain technology into its World Food Program. Leveraging Ethereum's decentralized ledger, the program aimed to streamline food distribution operations in regions where inefficiency and corruption had long hindered aid efforts. The results were profound. Administrative costs dropped significantly and transparency increased, ensuring that aid reached those who needed it most. Vitalik's influence also touched the world of art and creativity through the rise of non-fungible tokens, NFTs. In London, the Tate Modern hosted an exhibition in 2021 featuring digital art authenticated through Ethereum's blockchain. Artists previously marginalized or constrained by traditional art markets found new audiences and monetary freedom. For many, this was not just about the art itself, but about reclaiming ownership and provenance in an industry long dominated by gatekeepers. As the investigation deepened, the ripple effects of Ethereum could be seen even in unexpected places. In Estonia, a country known for its digital-forward approach, the government adopted blockchain to secure its e-residency program. This security ensured the integrity of digital identities and facilitated easier, safer international business operations. Estonia's integration of blockchain principles into governance highlighted a new way governments could harness technology for public good, a concept Vitalik had long championed. Throughout these profound shifts, Vitalik remained a quiet, introspective figure, often reluctant to take center stage. Those close to him remarked on his enduring humility and insatiable curiosity. While others in the tech world pursued recognition and accolades, Vitalik sought solutions. The drive that propelled Ethereum's development was deeply rooted in his desire to enable rather than control, to innovate rather than dominate. In Toronto, where Vitalik spent formative years, a small community of developers gathered in a cafe on Spadina Avenue, discussing the latest Ethereum upgrades. For them, Vitalik was both a local hero and a global icon. Conversations drifted from technical nuances to philosophical implications, a testament to Ethereum's reach across disciplines. The investigation into Vitalik's legacy also brought forth inquiries into his personal journey. Dmitry Buterin, Vitalik's father, often recalled his son's early curiosity, highlighting how those childhood fascinations with technology and numbers laid the groundwork for his later accomplishments. Dmitry's own background as an entrepreneur and computer scientist undoubtedly influenced Vitalik, embedding within him a foundational understanding of technology's potential to transform lives. In late 2023, a conference in Singapore brought together developers, economists, and thought leaders to reflect on a decade of Ethereum. Here, the mood was both celebratory and contemplative. Ethereal Summit, as it was known, marked a moment of reflection on how far the blockchain community had come and where it might venture next. Vitalik, participating via video call, spoke not about Ethereum's past successes, but about the ethical responsibilities accompanying technological advancement. His words underscored a future where humanity and technology co-evolved in harmony, a future he was helping to shape even as he remained, by choice, on the periphery. As the investigation closed, it was evident that Vitalik's influence was not confined to code and algorithms. It had seeped into the social and economic structures that define daily life across the globe. Ethereum had become a testament to the potential of open innovation and collaborative progress. The real legacy lay in the empowerment of individuals, from developers to farmers, from artists to entrepreneurs, each one a thread in the vast tapestry of human creativity and resilience. With every new application, every conference, and every whispered discussion in coffee shops around the world, Vitalik's vision continued to unfold. The investigation into his legacy was far from over. It was merely a chapter in the ongoing story of Ethereum and its uncharted potential. And so, as this chapter concludes, we prepare to turn the page once more. The next chapter begins, inviting us to explore the future landscapes of technology and innovation, inspired by Vitalik Buterin. The next chapter begins, inviting us to explore the future landscapes of technology and innovation, inspired by Vitalik Buterin. His influence extends beyond the realm of cryptocurrency, touching industries and inspiring a generation of thinkers and creators. In 2008, as the world grappled with a financial crisis, few could have imagined that the seeds of a technological revolution were being sown. Bitcoin made its debut, introducing the world to the possibilities of decentralized finance. In the years that followed, Vitalik Buterin would extend this vision, launching Ethereum in 2015. This platform has become synonymous with innovation, sparking a wave of developments that continue to shape our digital lives. Vitalik's work is a testament to the power of a single idea. He envisioned a world where technology could empower individuals, enabling them to transact and interact without intermediaries. The Ethereum blockchain, with its smart contract functionality, set the stage for a myriad of applications, from decentralized finance, or DeFi, to non-fungible tokens, known as NFTs. January 31st, 1994, marked Vitalik's entry into the world, yet it was not until his teenage years that he became a pivotal figure in the tech landscape. By 2013, at the age of 19, he had already co-founded Bitcoin Magazine, a publication that offered deep insights into the burgeoning world of cryptocurrencies. The magazine was not just a venture for Vitalik. It was a platform for him to articulate his vision of a decentralized future. The Ethereum platform had its own genesis story. Vitalik's white paper, released in November 2013, laid the groundwork for what would become a thriving ecosystem. Ethereum's launch in 2015 was not just a technical milestone, but also a cultural shift, opening new avenues for innovation and collaboration. In Toronto, Canada, where Vitalik spent his formative years, he was known for his inquisitive mind and love for mathematics. His early experiences in the Canadian education system shaped his worldview, exposing him to diverse perspectives and nurturing his intellectual curiosity. Vitalik's father, Dmitry Buterin, played a significant role in his journey. A computer scientist and entrepreneur, Dmitry introduced Vitalik to Bitcoin at the age of 17. This introduction marked the beginning of Vitalik's fascination with blockchain technology, a fascination that would soon translate into groundbreaking work. The impact of Ethereum extends far beyond its initial promise. Decentralized applications, or dApps, have flourished on the platform, creating new paradigms for finance, governance, and artistic expression. Artists have found new ways to monetize their work through NFTs, while financial services have been reimagined through DeFi protocols. Vitalik's contributions have not gone unnoticed. In 2018, Forbes named him in their 30 Under 30 list, recognizing his influence and vision. His commitment to open-source development and transparent governance has set a standard for the industry, inspiring countless developers and entrepreneurs. The legacy of Ethereum is still unfolding. As new technologies emerge, they do so on a foundation that Vitalik helped build. Projects like Ethereum 2.0 aim to address scalability and sustainability, ensuring the platform's relevance in an ever-evolving digital landscape. These upgrades reflect Vitalik's dedication to continuous improvement and innovation. The human stories behind Ethereum's growth are as compelling as the technology itself. Developers from around the globe have come together, united by a shared vision of a decentralized future. Their work is a testament to the collaborative spirit that Vitalik has championed from the beginning. In 2017, the Ethereum Foundation, which Vitalik co-founded, granted millions of dollars to support research and development. These grants have funded projects that push the boundaries of what is possible, fostering a culture of experimentation and learning. Vitalik's influence is not limited to technology. His advocacy for philanthropy and social impact has inspired initiatives that leverage blockchain for good. In 2021, he donated over $1 billion in cryptocurrency to various causes, demonstrating his belief in using technology to address global challenges. The Ethereum community continues to grow, with developers, researchers, and enthusiasts contributing to its evolution. Meetups, hackathons, and conferences around the world bring together a diverse array of voices, all driven by a shared commitment to innovation. Vitalik's vision extends beyond Ethereum. He has been vocal about the need for cross-chain interoperability, advocating for collaboration rather than competition among blockchain platforms. This perspective reflects his understanding of the ecosystem's interconnectedness and his desire to see technology serve humanity's best interests. As we look to the future, the potential of Ethereum and blockchain technology is vast. Industries from healthcare to supply chain management are exploring the benefits of decentralization, seeking solutions that offer transparency, efficiency, and resilience. Yet with great potential comes great responsibility. The challenges of scalability, security, and governance remain, requiring thoughtful consideration and innovative solutions. Vitalik's approach to these challenges is grounded in collaboration and open dialogue, inviting diverse perspectives and fostering a community-driven approach to problem-solving. The journey of Ethereum is far from over. Each day brings new ideas, new challenges, and new opportunities. The platform's future is shaped by those who dare to dream, to build, and to innovate. The story of Vitalik Buterin is a story of vision, determination, and collaboration. It is a story of a young man who saw the potential in a nascent technology and turned it into a global movement. His legacy is a living one, evolving with each new development, each new application, and each new voice that joins the conversation. As we conclude this chapter, we stand on the brink of new horizons. The world of technology is ever-changing, and the seeds planted by Vitalik continue to bear fruit. The next chapter will guide us deeper into the future, exploring how Ethereum's potential might transform our everyday lives. Vitalik's story inspires us to look forward, to explore what lies beyond the horizon. For the journey is ongoing, and the possibilities are boundless. Beneath the surface of code and blockchain, the story of Vitalik Buterin reveals an intricate tapestry woven with human elements, curiosity, determination, and the inexhaustible pursuit of knowledge. His journey shows us that, even in the digital world, the most profound innovations stem from a deeply personal quest to solve problems and push boundaries. Vitalik's life, from columna to the global stage, embodies the idea that the seeds of change often begin in the quiet contemplation of a single mind. His early fascination with numbers and structures laid the foundation for Ethereum, a platform that reimagines how we interact with technology and with each other. In doing so, Vitalik reminds us that every child who looks at the world with wonder might see potential where others see none. Ethereum, through its decentralized architecture, challenges us to reconsider the foundations of trust and authority in our society. Vitalik envisioned a world where agreements and transactions are transparent and secure, where control is distributed rather than centralized. This vision invites us to reflect on our own contributions to the systems we inhabit and compels us to ask how we can build frameworks that reflect equitable and inclusive values. In the realm of technology, trust, like wealth, is a resource to be carefully cultivated and shared. Vitalik's work on Ethereum demonstrates that trust can be encoded, not just in personal relationships, but in vast digital networks that transcend borders and cultures. It's a reminder that, as we progress, the bonds we forge through shared understanding and collaboration remain our most valuable currency. As you prepare to drift into a gentle, restorative sleep, think of the quiet determination that fuels innovation and change. Let the story of Vitalik Buterin remind you of the endless potential that lies within a curious mind. Each thought, each dream, and each moment of reflection can be a step toward a future yet imagined. Embrace the night with the knowledge that, like Vitalik, your ideas have the power to build bridges and inspire transformations. Rest well and dream of possibilities yet to be unfolded.